My name is Lachlan Smith, and my video project is on arousal and performance. So, arousal refers to the mental state such as experiencing anxiety, motivation, stress, or stimulation. It encompasses feelings that are generally associated with both negativity and with positivity, such as stress or excitement. As explained by Turner and Jones, it is both a mental or cognitive and physiological or somatic effect based on our perception about something we have given our attention to. It is an integral part of performance and has a huge impact on the outcome of performances. As such, athletes and competitors spend a great deal of time and energy attempting to understand how their own arousal interplays with their performance, and trying to channel it to produce optimum results. There have been a variety of different models attempting to describe the relationship between arousal and performance, each with their own contribution, with the inverted U theory being the dominant one until fairly recently. Regardless of the theory, though, there is certainly a documented relationship between arousal and performance that could produce great performance outcomes if we better understood how to apply them. So the inverted U theory, also known as the Yerkes-Dodson law, is the principle that underpins the way we relate arousal and performance. While there has recently been somewhat of a shift away from the inverted U principle to a more intricate model that differentiates between cognitive and somatic anxiety with regard to an individual's performance, those types of models still follow the primary theory proposed by the inverted U theory. Additionally, as shown by Arendt and Landers, there continues to be widespread use of this principle and ample evidence to support its accuracy and use in a performance environment. This theory describes the effect of arousal on an individual's performance. It relates all types of arousal to desired performance and follows an inverted U shape, indicating that at low arousal levels, individuals will produce poor performances, and at high arousal levels they will likewise produce poor performances, but that at a medium level of arousal, the best performances will be produced. The threshold for arousal that produces optimum performance will vary depending on the individual and perhaps the type and proportion of arousal. However, the principle remains the same. For instance, if you are playing goalkeeper in a championship soccer game and the game is tied at the end, and the teams resort to penalty kicks to determine the winner, this places a great amount of stress upon the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper has a mixture of positive arousal such as motivation and excitement, as well as negative arousal such as stress and anxiety and nervousness. All of these serve to elevate the goalkeeper's arousal levels extremely high. If the goalkeeper becomes excessively stressed about the result of the penalty kicks, or anxious about their performance, while also being motivated to win, for example, their level of arousal increases exponentially. This could mean that the goalkeeper's performance suffers as a result, if they handle it poorly, or it could mean that they perform extremely well if they handle it well. This is all dependent upon individual differences. But regardless of the individual, there continues to be an optimum level of arousal that produces optimum results and performance, and this is somewhere in between low and high levels of arousal. So arousal has an effect on attention as well, and attention has its own effects on performance. Elevated levels of arousal narrow an individual's focus of their attention, which reduces the amount of external stimuli that they receive from different sources. Similar to the idea of the inverted U principle, this can improve performance to a certain point by helping the performer focus on the task at hand. However, this focus can become too narrow, eventually becoming detrimental to performance. An example of this would be playing as a soccer goalie and attempting to save a breakaway goal attempt. If your perceptual focus is too wide, resulting from under-arousal for instance, you are likely to be distractible and not sufficiently focused on the offensive player about to shoot. If, on the other hand, you have placed great value on saving this one goal and your arousal is extremely high, you are likely to become too focused on just the player with the ball and might make a mistake when focusing so hard and attempting to stop the shot, or you may completely miss the player's teammates that receive the ball and shoot themselves. So in conclusion, influencing your arousal levels to best suit your performance is very important for achieving optimum performance and results. Especially at high levels of competition, arousal control is one of the main things that separates the winners from the losers, where the margins between victory and loss are extremely thin. The inverted U theory is a useful way to describe the relationship between arousal and performance, and it can accurately predict performance. It can also be altered to fit the specific individual, and it provides the basic theoretical framework for understanding the relationship between those two variables. Given the importance of influencing your arousal levels to improve your performance, and the role of the inverted U theory in describing that relationship, figuring out strategies to use to alter arousal and improve performance as a result is essential for achieving your best results. My question to the class is in the form of an example. Bob is an athlete who tends to be very nervous before a competition, and often finds himself on edge during important games. Bob has found that strategies such as deep breathing and using imagery of winning helps him stay calmer and more focused on the game. Do you think Bob would benefit from reduced or elevated arousal to improve his overall performance?